Hello, men. I hope you're doing well. First of all, I just want to let you know how much I miss you guys and how much I love you and praying for you daily through this trying time. And I long for the day that we're back together and get to hang out and share God's word with one another. But until that time, I'm going to do some videos for you guys that I hope that encourages you. Today I want to talk about a passage in Mark chapter 4. And in Mark chapter 4, he tells a huge crowd a parable about 4 different kinds of ground, or 4 different types of soil. And the first soil he talks about in this parable, he said that a man sows seed, and the seed falls among the road, along the path, and birds come and snatch that seed up and take it away. And then he said the second type of soil, the man sows the seed among the rocks, and the seed falls in between the rocks, and there's a little bit of soil there, but it's not very deep. And it sprouts up real quick, but the sun scorches it, and it dies quickly. And the fourth or the third soil that he talks about is the seed that falls among the thorns. And the thorns choke out the seed and has no way to properly grow. But the fourth soil that he talks about is the good soil. And he says that the seed falls among this soil and it takes deep, deep roots and it grows well and it produces crop 30, 60, 100-fold. And it is good. And then later on he explains this parable to his disciples in secret. And he tells them about the soil that fell among the path, that the birds came. He says that is like Satan. When you hear the word, Satan snatches up that word from you. And then the second soil is the rocky soil. And he says, you hear the word, and in the beginning you're excited to follow Christ. But when tribulation and trials and problems come, and your faith is tested, it goes away. And then the third soil that's sowed in between the thorns, he says that's like all the things of this world, the money, possessions. That's the thorns. And you love those things so much that it chokes out the seed and it cannot grow. But he says the good soil is one that lands on that good soil and it grows. And you understand it and it's strong and the roots are deep. And then when they're tested, they are not moved. So today, I just want to ask you a question. What kind of soil are you? Now, I think a lot of us, especially in the times that we're in right now, we may be on that rocky ground. Maybe you've heard the word. I know you've heard the word here week after week. And when you first heard that word and received it, man, you were excited. But now that tribulation, trials, and problems have come, your faith is tested. And maybe your faith is crushed right now because you're in that rocky soil and your soul is not very deep and you are not grounded in God's word. Or maybe right now you're so engulfed in all these other things, money, gaming, whatever the thing may be, it's like thorns. It's choking out your soul. But I want to encourage you today in your faith. If you have that good soul and you are following Christ, you can have hope during this tough time. Your faith is tested, but you are standing firm because your roots are deep, deep in the gospel. And you know the truth. You know the ending to this story. You know God's promises. And that seed has fell upon you and your good soul, and you know that God is in control. So what soil has this seed fallen on? I pray it's fallen on good soil, but if it hasn't, if you're struggling right now, you need to turn to Christ and ask Him to give you those deep roots, to give you that satisfaction in Him. Please do that today. And if you have any questions or any concerns, you please contact me. Once again, I love you, I miss you, and I pray that we'll see each other soon face to face. I hope you have a great day.